Hello everyone, it's me, your favorite robot Walter. For today's video I thought I'd discuss all the information we have so far on The Last of Us Season 2. So unfortunately, due to the ongoing strikes in Hollywood, the release of The Last of Us Season 2 remains in a state of flux. The second batch of episodes was seemingly set to release by the end of 2024, early 2025, according to series star Bella Ramsey. However, given job action amongst both the writers and actors of Hollywood, that date has been put into question. Recent estimates have the series returning to HBO in 2025 or later, depending on when filming can happen. Speaking with Collider in March, star Pedro Pascal revealed he thinks there is a chance filming for Season 2 starts in Vancouver, Canada by the end of 2023. Season 1 debuted on HBO just over 6 months after it completed filming, after a year shoot. Surely, Season 2 will not need as much time to get it shot, the series needing a year from the beginning of filming to get everything shot and to finish post-production feels about right. That would mean, right now, it looks as though an early 2025 release date for Season 2 is the best bet. While The Last of Us Season 1 featured a stellar cast of characters, a lot of which sadly did not make it out of that initial batch of episodes, that cast is set to expand with Season 2. Here's a look at everyone expected for The Last of Us Season 2 and the actors playing them, when applicable. Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey are set to play Joel Miller and Ellie once again. A key piece to The Last of Us Season 2 puzzle will be the Seattle-based survivor Abby. Showrunner Craig Mazin has made it clear no one has been cast in the role yet, but with the character serving as somewhat of a secondary protagonist of The Last of Us Part 2, the search will likely be extensive to find the perfect performer to bring Abby to life. Other names include Gabriel Luna and Rotina Wesley as Tommy and Maria, Dina, Jesse, Lev, and Yara, Owen, Mel, and Isaac. Before I continue on to the next part, I must warn you that what I'm about to discuss is spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2. If you haven't played the game yet or watched gameplay, I recommend you do so before you continue watching. One of the biggest questions fans have going into The Last of Us Season 2 is just how much of a part will Pedro Pascal's Joel have in it. For those who do not know, in the first few hours of The Last of Us Part 2, Joel is brutally murdered at the hands of Abby as revenge for killing her father in the Salt Lake City hospital scene at the end of the first game and Season 1 of the HBO series. While some have pondered if HBO would have the guts to go forward with killing off one of the most beloved actors working in Hollywood, the series creators have remained adamant that a faithful adaptation is headed audiences' way. Pascal previously told Esquire, he doesn't know that he's emotionally ready for it. But the actor also thinks Joel's death will happen, as, in his words, it wouldn't make sense to follow the first game so faithfully and then stray severely from the path. While showrunner Craig Mazin remained fairly tight-lipped on the subject, he did let slip that when adapting a story, the expectation that the adaptation will hit the main source material points, and that is mostly what happens. That is not to say Joel's time in Season 2 will be short, however. The character still plays a key part in The Last of Us Part 2's story well after his death, appearing in a series of flashbacks set between the events of the first game and his untimely demise. Given the showrunner's personal mandate to not tell any stories beyond adapting the games, it seems as though The Last of Us Season 2 will be a fairly faithful adaptation of The Last of Us Part 2 as Season 1 was with the first game. That means fans can expect Season 2 to follow Bella Ramsey's Ellie through the death of her father figure, Joel, and into her blood-fueled revenge tour that takes her to Seattle, Washington. What audiences may not expect though is for a good chunk of Season 2's story to focus on the person responsible for Joel's death, Abby. Part 2's story is one very much told in two chunks, one from Ellie's point of view as she sets out to get revenge on the people who took Joel from her, and the other from the point of view of Abby after she has gotten her revenge. The two protagonists will likely ping-pong across the Emerald City, coming face to face only a couple of times before their final showdown that teaches Ellie about the never-ending cycle of violence. Seeing as Season 2 will follow in the footsteps of The Last of Us Part 2, audiences can expect a bit of a time jump between the Season 1 finale and this next batch of episodes. While Bella Ramsey's Ellie was 14 years old during the events of the first season, she should be 19 in Season 2. Bella Ramsey is currently 19 years old, having played young for Season 1 of the HBO series, and will likely be aged up for the second batch of episodes. However, one of the best parts of The Last of Us Part 2's story is its propensity to jump back in time and fill in that 5-year time gap throughout its sprawling story. As it stands, The Last of Us has only been greenlit for one more season at HBO. Showrunner Craig Mazin has remained adamant that his plan is to do the series, not just for one more season, yet HBO leadership has said there's no guarantee a Season 3 will happen. As described by star of both The Last of Us TV series and video games Jeffrey Pierce, there's just so much story to tell in the second game, and it seems likely, at least from his perspective, that they stretch the HBO series beyond a second season. And whether it is public or not, it certainly feels like Mazin and his co-showrunner, Neil Druckmann, are working under the assumption a Season 3 will happen. Because of this, HBO would be silly to leave this story incomplete and get out of The Last of Us business following Season 2. I don't think we should worry, because we're getting a third game and a spin-off multiplayer game, so perhaps once the third game or multiplayer finish there could possibly be a third season. But, that's just speculation talk. What do you guys think?